Welcome to the City of Florissant Podcast, your go-to source for news, events, and stories from our beautiful community.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Lowery, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. With me today is St. Louis County Councilwoman Shalonda Webb. Thank you for coming and welcome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the invitation, and I'm happy to be here with you.
Very good. So you're here today to talk about the Juneteenth celebration. We actually have two events here in the city of Florissant.
Yes.
So we're so excited about that. Of course, lots going to happen this week, and so we have an event on Thursday, and we have another event on Friday.
That is phenomenal. And just in case you wasn't sure why I was here, I dressed accordingly.
I love it. Yes, you did.
You can see everything.
Yes.
Right? So we're excited about the partnership with Florissant. You've always been such a great advocate for your community and making sure all of your community is represented. And so that is something that I truly appreciate, and I know the residents do. As we prepare for Juneteenth, we are just wanting to make sure that everybody is aware that all cultures are important. All of us have contributed to this great land, and we want us to celebrate as a whole city, as a whole region, about how important Juneteenth is.
Yes, absolutely. So just so those don't understand, which would be amazing, but what is Juneteenth? What's the celebration? What's the significance behind Juneteenth?
So the significance of Juneteenth, if we go back in history, it was when those in Texas, and you know that's dear to me.
Yes, it is, yep.
Because I am from Texas originally. But it was June 1865 when those in Texas received the word that slavery was over. Now, that's 2 years after the president actually made that into law. And so in Galveston, Texas, specifically, is where the announcement reached in June of 1865. And I was sharing this morning that, so I'm from Port Arthur, Texas.
Okay.
And I was born in Galveston, Texas, which is 45 minutes from my hometown. Okay. And so Juneteenth has always been a really big celebration for my region in Texas. It's as big as a 4th of July, equivalent to Mother's Day. Yes. It is something that our community has always taken pride in. And when President Biden signed this as a national holiday, a few years ago, I was excited because now we can make sure that everyone in the country has an opportunity to celebrate such a wonderful landmark.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do believe it was like 3 or 4 years ago he signed this.
Yes.
It seems like this is probably the 4th year. Yeah, this is a national holiday.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
So the two events that we have in the city of Florissant, they're put together with the Jubilee Project.
Yes.
You want to explain what the Jubilee Project is?
So the Jubilee Project is an organization newly created for our community. It wants to highlight the community coming together. And so Juneteenth is one of multiple events and initiatives and efforts that we want to focus on. This is something that I have created working with partners. And because I look at you as a partner and a collaborator all the time, we'll be focusing on, we're going to put the North County Back to School Bash that happens the first week of August underneath the Jubilee Project. We want to focus on bringing the American Diabetes Association to North County. A lot of the population impacted by the disease lives in our region. And so working with the ADA and trying to put initiatives forward about the diabetes awareness and even looking for funding for cures, we are wanting to bring that to North County, specifically Spanish Park, maybe do a walk or something there. Okay. And then also for development of leadership, I am really keying in on making sure that we develop our successors. We develop our youth, and it's not just by happenstance, that you go through some type of coaching and development to say, if you want to be a leader in the community, these are programs you can leverage and also getting some one-on-one. So again, the Jubilee Project is to make sure that our community has an arm for community engagement and activities and events that will span across not just one municipality, but an entire region.
Our entire region is very good. That's such a great thing that you put together. I know that you were the driving force behind that, and that means a lot to our community.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
So let's talk about our two events. Okay, let's start talking about the first one on the 19th.
Yes, so this is the first time that we're doing our annual music festival on the 19th. Usually we do it on Father's Day. For the last 2 years, we had the celebration the Sunday before Juneteenth, where we got to celebrate our fathers as well. But there were lots of competing activities on Father's Day. And then also some of our entertainment had conflicts on that day. And so we moved it to June 19th, which I think is wonderful. But this is our third annual music festival. And so it will be, once again, in the wonderful city of Florissant, the city of festivals.
Yes.
And so we'll be celebrating with dirty mugs and some local artists, some blues artists. We'll also have, and I keep telling everybody, bring your fans, because you know the craze right now is where your fans at.
Yeah.
And so bring your fans out. We'll have some slider groups that's out there dancing with us. We'll have some steppers out there. DJ Cuddy will be our premier DJ for the evening. And so it's going to be on Thursday at Knights of Columbus.
Yeah,
Knights of Columbus.
Duchesne Home Association, Knights of Columbus, yes.
Yes. Due to the storms, and you know this, Mayor, you all tried so very hard, and I do appreciate you, because we love St. Ferdinand Park, but due to the storms and some constructions, we've moved it to the Knights of Columbus Park, and I think it's going to be great, because it's going to give us more room, more than we imagined. And it allowed more people to engage. And so rain or sunshine, we will have this music festival on Thursday from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. So if you so happen to have to work on Juneteenth, you can still come and enjoy this holiday and celebration with us in the evening time.
There'll be plenty to do.
Plenty to do. Food trucks, kids zone, lots of entertainment. And it's a kickback, relaxed atmosphere. Not the hustle and bustle. Just come listen to some good music, grab some good food, have a couple of dances, do a little two-step, and just celebrate. This is the celebration of our holiday.
And we'll sit there, we'll pray that we don't get rain, because I believe last year we had rain.
Yeah, we had rain. The first year, it was a tsunami.
Okay, that's right. It was the first year we had a lot of rain.
Yes. However, people sat in their cars until the rain subsided, and then they came out. I was like, where did all the people come from?
It was amazing, right?
Yes, and then last year, it was so hot. It was so very hot.
It was hot.
It was really, really challenging for people to come and sit in that heat. And that is another reason why we moved it to the evening time.
Okay.
So last year we were in the heat of the day. And so, you know, we know better, we do better.
That's
so
right,
each
exactly.
time we learn something better, we want to incorporate it to make it a better celebration.
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to change.
Yes.
You always learn from the year before.
That's right.
So then follow this up on June 20th. We're going to have the State of Us event.
Yes, and as I share with everybody, so it's a time for celebration and it's a time for accountability in a business meeting. And that is what I refer to as our State of Us. So our State of Us will be on Friday, June 20th, from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. And then there's some extra activities afterwards that may bleed over into 4. But that is where we're going to have a business meeting about our community. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a symposium with a panelist working with all areas of life, from finance to health to education to public safety. One panel, because I learned that too. One panel is enough.
Okay.
And then we'll also be honoring our grassroots organizations, and I call them living legacies, because they're currently in our community doing the work, but everybody may not know their name. Everybody may not know all the work they put into it. And so from District 4, the district that I serve from St. Louis County, and District 1, the Chairwoman Rita Day serves, we've selected 2 individuals of our living legacies. And from District 4, we'll be honoring Miss Sharon Cookie, as everybody know her, Mitchell. She's so engaged in our community. And then from District 1, Miss Daisy's district, we'll be honoring and celebrating Farrakhan Shagag. And so he's done great things throughout the community and throughout this whole region.
Yes.
And so that's the kind of people we want to uplift and celebrate. In addition to them, we'll also be honoring 2 organizations as we've had storms in this region.
Right.
The first one was in March, and I worked with Diamond Divas Empowerment Foundation. They called me, what do you need help with? And we were out disseminating food, helping with cleanup, and partnering with other organizations. So we're going to celebrate them as well, as they're doing the same thing in the city now.
Okay.
And then we'll also be honoring Young Voices in Action, a part of Farrakhan Shagag's group as well. So we want to uplift and celebrate our living legacies. We're going to have some entertainment, some that will be heart-wrenching.
Okay.
Some will be celebratory and just joy. And then we will have our featured guest, Mr. Roland Martin. And so Mr. Martin is going to come in and talk with our community, engage with our community. He's our keynote address. And then after the event, we'll have some time for the community to interact, take pictures, and shake his hand as well. So I'm looking forward to a really, really great State of Us. And this is the key, Mayor. It's for the community.
Yes.
So we have it in our community. And I can't thank you enough for hosting us once again at JFK.
Not a problem. Absolutely.
We're excited about that.
Yes, we're excited.
And it is a little charge this year. It's $25. But We're going to get a full meal, great entertainment, a great speaker, and hear from our leaders. And so I think it's well worth it. We're watching the time, Mayor, because the first year I kept y'all a long time.
Okay, yeah, you did run over a little bit. That's right.
Just a little bit. But this year we're going to stay on our P's and Q's. But I think it's going to be well worth it. And I hope the whole community comes out because it's for the community. I want to make sure the community is at the table for these events.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that as last year you had a great event.
Yes.
It was well attended, and I know that they'll have it again this year.
Yes, sir. This is the third year in a row for this
Yes.
as well.
So I think the big thing right now is just getting the people to come out to these events and understand how important it really is to not our community, but really the United States of America, and certainly the significance behind what Juneteenth actually stands for.
Yes.
And so it really is important for people to come out and actually celebrate.
So you're right, Mayor. That's the importance. At this time in American history, although some want to bring us back, we want to be together and stand together to ensure that we go forth and celebrate this. But what I've been saying as well, it's not just a celebration. I'm glad to celebrate like we're doing on Thursday, but it's also a proclamation of how we're going to move going forward. We cannot get stagnated. We cannot keep doing the same and expecting different results. It's time now to engage even more. It is important that the young people in our community understands the contributions, the sacrifice, the resilience, and the accountability that our forefathers and foremothers had. And they're going to need that going forward, especially in the temperature of the world today.
Right.
You know, we had all the protests over the weekend. But what's important is people have to come together and let me know your worries are my worries. My worries are your worries. And to overcome them, we can do this better together.
Absolutely.
And so I'm excited about this weekend. And I want everybody to come out. Everybody come out, have a good time on Thursday, and then show up Friday in your Sunday's best.
Yep.
And let's get down to business.
How do they get tickets for Friday's event?
So I'm going to share with your team. There's an actual website that
Okay.
they can go online and purchase their tickets. Again, they're $25. There have been some people who have contacted me. It's like, I want to come, Councilwoman Webb, but I'm not as savvy online as everybody else. And so we'll have an opportunity for people to pay at the door, but it will be probably limited because
Very limited.
tickets are selling really fast. So if you want to actually pay at the door, please contact my office. The information will be on the flyer. Contact us and let us know, hey, can you hold a ticket back for us? And we will do so.
Very good. Well, certainly appreciate you being here today, and certainly I know you've put a lot of time and effort in organizing both of these events, and we certainly do appreciate it, and the community appreciates what you do.
Well, thank you, sir. I know I drive everybody crazy, but it's for the community and it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you,
the most
everybody.
important part. Absolutely.
Yes.
That concludes another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. We are Florissant Strong.